not look too pleased, but Timeless is already having a wonderful time. I get the feeling he has persuaded them to use his drafts. But either way, here you can see RPG. They have been on quite the shocker. They are having problems. No matter what they do today, they can't change their lot going into the playoffs. So the fact that they were able to win one game means that they are ahead of RPG. They are uncatchable by RPG. And even if RPG had 2-0'd and Soa had gone 0-2, RPG would still be behind Soa due to Soa having 2 wins and RPG having none. So, well, 1 if they were to 2-0 today. Zuyu being highlighted here as the player to watch. He's been playing a whole lot of Thrall recently, as you've just seen.
Yeah, 3 games in a row, 2 victories and 1 loss. Of course, we saw that yesterday against SPT. In the second game, it didn't work out all so well anymore. But yeah, still a fabulous player, still a hero and a player that is basically willing to expand his hero pool because we haven't really seen a lot of Thrall being played before. Now he's played it 3 times in a row. Is he going to make it 4 and 5 today? That remains to be seen. But back to that one shot of RPG when they were grouped up in the booth. That was just classic there. Only Timeless smiling and everyone else super grim, super serious. Oh my goodness, what is Timeless up to this time? Fantastic. An image that I would like to have seen were framed somewhere in my gaming room. Anyways, 7.4 KDE against 2.7 in favor of CE. So that already speaks a clear language.
Yeah. Every single stat that's important is in favor of CE, except the second from the bottom, which is the amount of deaths they suffer on average per game, where CE are still winning with the lower number. Golf rules, yo! As we wait to see what they're going to bring out. Me and Kendrick are hoping that we're going to see something a little bit miscellaneous here, and this could be the map to do it. RPG starting off with Brax's holder, and just as a heads up, this match, unfortunately to say, it does not matter to the standings. It will make no difference. Even if RPG 2-0, they can't overtake Soa. CE, if they lose 0-2, they can't be overtaken by SPT. This match doesn't affect the standings in any way.
And, you know, maybe that's why Timeless was having such a good time in the draft. You know, when he was suggesting the Braxis pick, he was like, yep, let's do this. And everyone else was like, Braxis, really? You gotta be kidding me, Timeless. But yeah, as you said, standings won't be affected by the outcome of this game. So CE are no strangers to this map, by the way. They have played it multiple times already. In fact, they did so yesterday against SPT, and they won it handsomely.
Yes, they did. As Genji is removed by RPG, CE battling out their own Garrosh because they don't want to pick it away because they don't want Timeless to pick it because they wanted Phoenix.
Okay, so the Phoenix, of course, as a first pick makes a lot of sense, but as you guys saw or as you've seen priorly, teams don't necessarily pick him first in China because they value other heroes more highly. So maybe it's just time for a Lufel to have a little bit of fun on that hero because he's new, he's flashy, he's looking good.
RPG apparently just don't care and are starting off pretty hardcore. Morales, Zarya, this is more like it. This is what we wanted to see, CE, as they bring out a hyper carry Phoenix comp to start us off. Whereas RPG, they're starting tryhard.
Is this going to be a Stim Drone Phoenix?
I think so. I think that's what we're going to see, and I am excited.
Fantastic. All right. With the Zarya, of course, although she has an abysmal win rate, and so it did not really manage to improve it. Right now, CE, all they want to do is push. Like, all they want to do is split push with Zarya absorbing the tower shots, getting herself to full energy, and then just rain a flurry of grenades onto the enemy team and shredding down structures with her laser gun.
See, you could choke all with this comp.
They could. You know what? They could.
It's not terrible.
I think you're onto something.
It's pretty terrible, but they could.
I think you're onto something, Tetra. It all depends, of course, as well on the second ban. If they were to ban something like a Nubarak, that is a good ban for the Chagall.
It is. They're kind of self-baiting it at this point. There's the Tychus. There's the Tychus. If Raymade isn't picked up and they pick a RPG,
look
pick
at 365 on the bottom. He's smiling. He's all smiles right now.
He knows. Well, RPG, do you see it coming? Let's find out, because the fact is they already have percentage damage. They have Juggernaut, combine that with the Warbringer, they have a little bit of percentage damage. Problem is, if you go Juggernaut, you don't have the Shattering Throw, which means you're going to struggle against the Phoenix. So honestly, they have to go Shattering Throw no matter what. I think it's coming. It might. The Tigers. Okay, now let's talk logically here for a second. Well, actually, the Cho'Gall is honestly quite logical at this point. But the Tiger Span already makes sense outside of a Cho'Gall due to the fact that they already have Zarya, who actually has a pretty decent health pool, and they're still going to have to pick a very heavy tankers to be a main frontliner. So it makes sense in that way as well.
All right, RPG, are they smelling something fishy here? Because with the ban of double percentage damage, everything is hinting towards a little bit of Cho'Gall.
Yes!
Yes, baby! Now we're talking. The strongest team in China at the moment is going for raw shenanigans here. And look at the faces of RPG. MJ on the bottom left, he's already complaining. He's like, what is this? I didn't sign up for this.
Who's their solo laner? I mean,
they don't have one. I think they're going to push it through as 5. They're going to run it down.
I think their solo laner has to be Phoenix, honestly. I mean, he can trade pretty well.
No, they're going to run it down 5 men in one lane. No, 100%. Okay.
But why, though? Why did they pick Sylvanas in that case over Phoenix? I don't understand. I don't get it. Let's find out. As RPG, you got 1 pick left. They already have a main tank. They don't really need a second one at this point. Just pick an assassin, someone with percentage damage, whoever's left. If anything, they actually don't have a solo laner either. They could pick the Yorick just to be safe and just get some percentage damage in. Or double tank. Pick a Karazim, double support. Karazim, 7-sided strike. Hope you can get it that way.
All right. Yep. You could go for the Anubarak and cocoon that big boy. You could also go for Karazim, as Tetra said. Although Karazim has been not really all that efficient, and they go for the Anubarak after all. So there's 2 ways of playing it. Either you cocoon the big boy, or you cocoon the support, and then focus on Cho'Gall. Now, Zuyu and Wind, the infamous duo is going to play it. I couldn't imagine any scarier-looking double or Cho'Gall combo coming out here other than... What is it going to be? It's going to be Wind and Zuyu. It's going to be Winyu.
No, it will be CE.
Oh, we don't count those tags in.
It does, though. It does in the name. It's important.
Yeah, it does have the name, but if they...
CE-Ryu.
Ryu. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tell all your friends, tell all your family members to join the stream right now, because the best team currently in China is going to bring it. They're going to bring the Cho'Gall on Brax's holdout. Once again, keep in mind, this match does not matter in terms of standing, right? That is why CE decided to have a little bit of fun here. Don't take it 100% seriously. Take it with a hint of salt. But yeah, it's going to be good nonetheless.
CE knowing how to have a good time when there is very little on the line. This is what we like to see, and obviously it's good practice. The Cho'Gall is always a secret weapon that everyone should have. Let's see how they use it, and this will also, I believe, be CE's first Phoenix. I will double check that, but either way, we're still going to get to see a Lufel on Phoenix, which is going to be cool.
All right, we're getting yourselves ready. Prepare your bodies for Cho'Gall on Brax's holdout. It is indeed see you. See you later, alligator. With a challenge, Lufel playing the Phoenix with Wind on Cho. 365 is doing the Morales, KT1 on Zarya, and Juyu on Gal.
And on the right-hand side, it is going to be RPG. And playing for them, it's gonna be Chicken on the Anubarak, MJ on Stukov, Sar on the Junkrat, C on the Varian, and Timeless on the Maiev. And Kendrick, it's High King's Quest.
Yeah.
Twin Blade variant, Colossus Smash variant, perhaps?
In my opinion, this needs to be a Colossus Smash variant. Why? You basically make sure to cocoon either the big Cho'Gall or the Morales, and then you use all the burst damage available and try to get that value onto the remaining targets, right? It could be a Twin Blade, don't get me wrong, but I think Colossus Smash would truly shine. The manly war cry that is coming with variant Engage is a pleasure to build. And right now, actually, they're only sending 3 members into this bottom lane. They're trying to go for that gank in the top lane against Phoenix. Are they going to make it work, though?
Phoenix isn't a very appropriate solo laner, probably the best that they have, due to the fact that he can trade out pretty well with his shield, has AoE auto attacks. Going to be really good for him here, so that's cool. Morales going for the old-fashioned build, starting off with Clear, I think that one is. Yeah, Blast Shield's the next step.
Exactly. Clear basically means the more enemy heroes you hit with your grenade, the more you move towards your completion goal. And after that has been achieved, the radius, the explosion radius of your grenades has been increased and the cooldown has been lowered. Now, the gank was successful here in the top lane. Alufal causing first blood to go over to RPG. The CC chain seems to have been immaculate here with a Mudrak interrupting the warp by Phoenix. But look at that. In the meantime, CU and the Cho'Gall is clearing house here, destroying one tower, one gate, one wall piece after the other.
And he's even got the extra healing, making him even harder to kill. The Calloused Hide, level 1 for Cho. And to make it even harder to lock him down, we have Garl going with the Taskmaster as we see them turning around, trying to get some damage on the time. This is the focus onto Mirage. Focus for Alice, and she is taken out easily as Zuyu looks for the counter onto Chicken, but Chicken is already gone. Timeless teleports out as well. Nothing KTY can do.
Up to this point, RPG is holding against it. They're trying to get those kills for themselves, and as a result, although they were not able to hold those structures and defend them, they're still even in experience because of killing experience. So, Timeless on the Maiev. He's trying to make something happen, trying to just shuffle around and make Cho'Gall nervous. Sign MJ here as well. Strong anti-mobility tools here. Can they make it happen?
Yeah. Personal shielding for Xayah, giving herself extra sustain. Not going with the speed barrier that could help keep Morales alive. Very interesting. Morales has gone for the physical armor to keep herself alive that way, and it is a twin blade variant.
Here we go.
It's a dead Phoenix. Never mind. As he teleports away. Clutch move.
The warp. He could have been dead if it had gone on. Just saying.
Yeah, very true. You are completely correct. But unfortunately, we go with what we get.
So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we instead of the manly war cry with the Colossal Smash, we have a manly split when Varian splits his sword in half. Charlemagne becomes 2. So now Timeless already on that Cho'Gall. Here comes the protection. Here comes a massive shield, plus the Morales W, keeping Zuyu alive for now. Looking really good, looking really strong. And that's going to be a question, right, that RPG will have to answer for us. Will they have enough damage after level 10 to take down an isolated target like the Zarya, like the Morales, if they end up cocooning the big guy?
That's going to be what we have to find out. Otherwise, they can just cocoon the Morales and try and kill the big guy themselves. Good luck with that. As we see another attempt on the life of a Lootful. He's waiting for the teleport until the Impale comes out, but he's able to make it behind the base before that happens. So Cho going with the rollback and an unusual talent. No bombs away from Garl this time. It is Runic Persistence. It's damage over time. I don't even know how much. I don't even know for how long. I've never seen this talent used.
Yeah, normally, of course, we have bombs away, stacking up the damage indefinitely throughout the course of the game. But as you said, Runic Persistence is picked here. So let's see how much
damage over time on the explosion point. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, let's see how much damage it's actually going to be able to pull out. We have no idea. This is the cool thing. Not only do we see a highly exotic game here between the two teams, but we also get to experience new talents. Look at that StarCraft combo. Phoenix is chasing down the Beetle, and he's going to get him eventually.
Z puts some pressure onto 365, but 365, even with physical armor of his own, able to survive, and Alufal puts some pressure on, and there's the kill. Back to the Cho'Gall onto Junkrat, and CE is starting to creep further and further ahead. Double trouble for Garl here, getting that extra Q-based damage, and wow, Morales finally taken out here.
I actually thought Runic Persistence would be like a straight-up poison debuff on the targets it hits, but it creates
it's just an area.
Yeah, it creates an area that if you walk in it, you're going to take additional damage over time, just like Kel'Thuzad's Q, basically. Interesting.
Yeah, it's good for zoning. I can understand the logic behind taking it. And Cho, by the way, going with the Power Surge to see if he can use it. He charges through, looking for MJ. Kill the support first. Get good value. C gets deleted here. And
Lootful. Lootful with that. Oh, here goes the Runic Bomb, actually interrupting MJ from teleporting back to safety. But yeah, absolutely. Alufal actually wrecking and cleaning house here with those relentless chases onto the enemy team's warriors. So, well, Varian at this point isn't really a warrior anymore. We have to call him a melee monster, melee assassin. He actually goes for a second win here as well. Makes a lot of sense. After all, he wants to get this life leech going.
With pure distraction, due to there being a Cho'Gall in the game and a Twin Blade Variant, we haven't even talked about Zarya's build. Feel the heat. I am the strongest with the extra self-shielding for the Zarya, and then explosive barrier. This Zarya wants to get stuck in.
Yeah, Zarya is here to stay. She's basically the strongest woman in the world with this build. All she's caring about is herself. You know, she's trying to become as tanky as humanly possible and to keep her alive while someone else is getting cocooned, for example. So, speaking of level 10, it's getting closer and closer for Cho'Gall. Needs to be careful. Walking through the signs, actually getting denied, and this is the first dead ogre of the game. Double kill for RPG, double the experience.
Nice job there. Good control of that fight here. And forces Phoenix back up to this top lane. This is going to allow Maiev to rotate down to bot lane. And 3 versus 5 right now in favor of RPG, thanks to that double ogre kill.
3 seconds until the big boy's back. Will that be enough? Will that be in time to basically secure yet another beacon? Uh-oh, Zarya's in trouble. That is a dead Zarya if I've ever seen one. The interrupt from the heal from Morales. Never mind.
Self-healed. I am the strongest. No one's taken the objective yet, though. That concussion mine still on the point as they're slowly trying to move on to it. Cho'Gall and Rise, where's that concussion mine? They need to neutralize minimum. That's all they need.
Level 10 will be here shortly. There's a couple of minions left for CE to be soaked in the top lane. There goes a trap, steel trap to this point for Junkrat to keep Cho'Gall in place. And already they're sending one member down to the bottom. Anubrak trying to get that additional soak, and level 10 is here. What is Cho'Gall going to spoil us with? The Twilight Hammer and the Twisting Nether. So they're going to be trying to slow people near Cho'Gall and then hammer them down with extra auto attack damage.
Yeah, the hard engage with that cooldown reduction on the Q of Cho there, thanks to the level 7 talent. And we also see the expulsion zone for extra zoning. The stim drone, Phoenix or Cho, give it either. You're going to get the value with the extra attack damage from that Twilight Hammer and the Planet Cracker, a more immediate way to deal massive damage.
Oh, I like it. And look at the boldness here by CE on the variant. Not even going for shield wall. Apparently, he does not respect the burst damage available from both Planet Cracker and Cho'Gall. This could be a lethal mistake.
That damage over time, Planet Cracker's good, forcing them out of position. The the Twisting Never onto Timeless as he's in full retreat. Here's the bomb.
Once again,
the surprise Zerg! That gives Timeless the chance to escape, as sneakily RPG were able to get the full 100% chance.
Yeah, but they're also going to have to face a full 100% Zerg wave that RPG was able to get themselves here. Comes the Warden's Cage, the double knockback into the sides of this mighty rough for CE.
The Riptire is interrupted. The Warden's Cage, a huge pay cocoon onto the Cho'Gall here. Zarya is the one stim drone here, turning it from Spence Chicken as Cho'Gall pushes back through. He's not done yet. He's now done as he's pushed away by MJ.
Oh, that stim drone on Zarya, who was sitting at 3/4 of her energy level, just melted Nubarak with the help of Cho'Gall, of course, with those Twilight Hammered attacks, dealing more auto attack damage per hit. Nubarak is going to have to be so careful on when he goes in and where he chooses to go. And that Zerg, by the way, didn't even touch a tower. I didn't even see that. The fort completely untouched. Wonderfully done here, of course. Loads of AoE damage available for that Cho'Gall in general.
The Ogre Hive keeping CU alive as they pull back together, putting themselves in a much safer position and continuing to regen up. 365 has been doing a pretty good job of managing his energy when it is required as the mercenary camp is begun. CU spots Chicken around the area. Timeless is here from the other side. What are they going to do here? Are they going to commit to the camp? Are they going to try and zone out RPG? It's like the zone is coming in. Interesting explosion angle there. In comes Timeless and expulsion zone. Though expulsion zone still value, but no one can free Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall, there's the Planet Cracker interrupted by the Riptire. Cho'Gall is caught in the brute, in the silence there. Massive shove again, and Sar killed off by Luful on that Phoenix, teleporting forward once more, but they can't chase any further.
They took the mercenary camp eventually, but they also lost Junkrat. That was such a cool fight there with the explosion zone. It looked like CE was able to take that mercenary camp in the first place, but then came the cocoon, of course, rendering Cho'Gall completely useless. And only when it was about to expire in the first place did Cho'Gall reappear and turn things around. And with a spectacular grenade kill, it was 365's moment of glory.
Of course, Riptire to interrupt Planet Cracker.
So good.
Always fun to see. Very rare. Pull in. On to Zuyu. He's going to need to charge away. There's the Hammer of Twilight to push it back. He's trying to charge away, but the focus is real. Easy kill, and this is why you shouldn't play so far forward on Cho'Gall without your team. Now we see the expulsion zone onto the Cocoon to try and give Phoenix the chance to escape. There's the warp. Nice save by KTY. The focus is still good, but KTY's been stiff-thrown, looking to turn it round, does huge damage and forces the disengage.
All right. By the way, Tetra, I'm not sure if you caught it, but Varian is now fully stacked up on the High King's Quest.
Nice.
He is now in beast mode, dealing tremendous damage with every single basic attack. 13 is not here. No Shattering Throw, no anti-healing available just yet, which is certainly something Varian wants to go for. The silence is still affecting Zarya. The healing from Morales comes through, though. Can they hold this, Tetra?
It's the anti-healing, no percentage damage or shield removal as Lethal is being focused onto. The extra protection from that safeguard from Morales, keeping Lethal alive though. Moving forward, Planet Cracker gets 3 zones away a bit, but they can't catch them. KTY can't find the good positioning, and of course that weighted pustule will prevent any kind of re-engage. Yeah,
weighted pustules, those things are super important for CE to take track of, right? One silence, one lurking arm could ruin their day. And they're not even trying to engage RPG. They're trying to just survive for now, rotate around the bottom, maybe find a target that's isolated. Varian in trouble, doesn't have anything to charge on. There we go. Minion will do for now.
Minion will be fine for at least the moment.
See you, run!
Alone again. This time Morales gets in range. The anti-healing coming in from that Varian as the Cocoon is dropped.
Shredding the Cocoon.
Here's Zarya looking to shred the Cocoon, but Stimdrone is kind of wasted here as CU moves back into position to keep sieging.
It actually looks like they're trying to get Zarya empowered with the Stim Drone every single time, because once she's fully charged on energy, her attack speed is going to be through the roof. We initially thought it would be Phoenix, like pampering Phoenix and make him shine, but up to this point, Zarya seems to be the target, the focus target. But it's been working in the past, yeah.
They've got Feel the Heat, they can clear the Cocoon with it. It's doing pretty good for him at the moment. But let's see if they can continue that spree. I really thought it would be Phoenix, though. I am very surprised about that. Yeah. As we see CU finds Timeless. Timeless decides it's a really good time to leave, and very wisely so.
All right, by the way, auxiliary shields here for Lethal at level 13 for Phoenix. With the lack of Shattering Throw, of course, he doesn't really have to worry about losing his shields altogether, right? So he went for a bigger shield even, lower health though in return, and every auto attack for Phoenix will give him additional shield gain.
Focus onto Cho'Gall. Twisting never for the easy kill on a noob. Riptire does almost nothing as C has to dash to his allies to escape.
Yeah, Saw has to dash to an ally, which is one of the benefits Warbringer offers. You can dash to friendly heroes. Now, I think they realized, you know what, without a Noobrek, without the Cocoon, there's no way we can hope to defend this, so they're just handing over control of the North Beacon to CE. Actually, Cho'Gall face checking in the bush. Is he going to regret his life choice?
Good. Size is good. Concussion might have given him a chance to escape, though. The Twilight Hammer to push himself away. Junkrat damage for the kill. He's still alive. Finally taken out. But Stim Drone Phoenix chasing down, but can't get Timeless. Morales, grenade for good measure. And it's a 1 for 2.
Yeah, that was an awesome trade for RPG, to be honest. Of course, the Zerg wave, they cannot stop anymore in time. But without Cho'Gall still being dead for 20 seconds, they can basically hope to defend this without even it touching the keep, I think. This is a super good position for RPG. Can they hold the Zerg onslaught? That is the question, though. Almost every single heroic ability Tetra has been used in that game, in that last team fight.
Yeah, I think Planet Cracker's up, but I think that's about it as we see them move in. Lethal waiting for its moment. They have the Zerg wave this time, and it begins the assault. Riptide going to be used to clean out the Zerg wave here.
Clearing the first couple of Zerglings, which is oftentimes a nice thing to do, so your towers won't get distracted and will actually attack the big guys. And exactly with that wave clearing, Zerg clearing Riptire, they were able to basically distract the Zergs and fight them outside of their base. They didn't lose a single tower. That was really smart, really well played, and CE all of a sudden find themselves on a dead even score in XP. 16 talents against 16. This couldn't get any closer. This couldn't be any more exciting. Look at Morales, by the way, going for the extended range on the healing beam at 16. So now she's going to be a little bit safer against the Maiev, against the Stukov silence.
Photonic weaponry, the extra damage for the Phoenix. We saw it yesterday. It could work out. I believe that's the cleansing shield coming in for Zarya. Potentially very useful since Morales no longer has a cleanse of her own. Yes, I'm right. It's the cleansing shield.
Yeah. Keep in mind, though, that the Photonic weaponry only works with his own shield. So, for example, if Phoenix were to happen, or were to receive a Zarya shield while he doesn't really have any shields of his own, that bonus damage would not come into effect.
But shielding goes on top of his own shield. And ally shields will always go away before his own. So as long as he had a little bit of shield when it's applied, it's going to be fine. We also now have potentially the most important talent in this game. Surging dash for Cho, granting him unstoppable.
That is so huge.
This is such a big deal versus this the Maiev alone.
Yeah, the Maiev is now going to be significantly less dangerous for Cho'Gall. As long as Cho keeps up the charge, as you said, he becomes unstoppable by channeling it, and that allows him, of course, to escape the enemy team's fangs much more efficiently. Now, he already used it here aggressively, actually going in on MJ, who was completely caught off guard.
Surprise Phoenix from behind. There's the cocoon, and unfortunately, Never will be wasted here. Zarya popping it out. Is Twisting Never still up? No, they can't use it. 365 will get deleted, but the Planet Cracker does huge damage to C as they've chased him down. Zuyu giving chase. Aloof will eat the Riptire. KTY is alone. There's the self-shield keeping alive, but the spread volley from Junkrat does huge work. It's up to CU 1 versus 4 with the unstoppable charge. Dashes back in.
Oh,
look at the kill he gets 2! And finally gets taken out. A 3-for-4 trade in favor of RPG, barely.
Absolutely crazy turnaround by Cho'Gall. We all thought he was a goner, but he proved us wrong with multiple dashes and punches, and not just in the same direction. That was a wonderful display. We're going to take another look at that. Aloof completely zoned out. KTY, although he went for as much self-protection as he could in his build, falls next. And now, CU completely surrounded by 4 members of RPG.
Got unstoppable. They move in for him. He just turns it round. Big old smash with the bomb. 1 and 2 using the silence from the Gall level 16. And they're able to pick up 2 extra kills before Cho goes down.
All right. 5 seconds until the Ogre brothers will be back. Just like Variant and Junkrat respawn right now. But look at RPG. They already did God's work on those beacons. They channeled it all the way through. This is their moment to shine. It comes in on the weaker lane as well. This could be the first keep of the game Tetcher. RPG, are they willing to commit fully to it, or are they playing it more carefully to maybe even soak that 20 before their opponents?
I have to find out right now. Like you said, RPG, they're still ahead in XP as they move forward to try and get that 20 and push in with some hyper-aggression. The hugely more superior Zerg Wave. Planet Cracker, we've seen this before, being used to clean the Zerg Wave.
Yep.
Does a pretty decent job. We killed all of the Zerglings and Banelings as they push forward. CU, huge damage output. There's the silence though. You can't channel your Q if that happens. Here's the Twisting Never. They immediately turn around looking for the damage onto C, the expulsion zone as well. Zoning away, but RPG are in a pretty decent retreat here.
Yeah, CU doesn't mind no opponents. He doesn't mind no Zergs. He's doing his thing, especially with the Ogre Hide, by the way. The purple aura underneath Cho'Gall indicates that armor mode is now currently activated. So whenever Cho activates his trait, he's going to be a lot more resilient. Whereas if Gall uses his trait, then there's a purple aura underneath Cho'Gall, causing him to deal more damage, but also take more damage. So you always have to find a good balance on when to activate which trait.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more. That is exactly what they need to be careful about, juggling that effectively. When they're being healed, it's much better to have Ogre Hide active because of that level 1 talent, the Callous Hide. But otherwise, you got to open a book and get that extra damage in. They turn it around, lots of damage. Immediately onto a Nubrak. Varian putting the pressure. Maiev from behind, looking for 365. The huge focus. Look at all this targeting on the 365. He drops the Stim Drone because this could be his last move before he dies. Riptire gets him, but the Stim Drone on CU here as he moves forward. It's a 1-for-1. It's a 1-for-2-for-1 actually, as MJ is dropped low. KTY finally able to pick up the kill there. KTY still alive as CU is dropping super low thanks to Varian. Finally dashes away and down goes KTY. That is a massacre by RPG.
Yeah, that was the meanest Warden's Cage I've ever seen. Morales tried so hard to run away, but she was flung back into the action multiple times here, and even the expulsion zone was not enough to keep her safe for now. Now, see already, fantastic boss damage on that Windblade variant. He's furious, he's relentless, he is going to chunk them down. He even went for Frenzy at level 20, which increases his movement and attack speed even more by 15%.
Pretty good. We also see the upgraded massive shove for Stukov. Get that Cho'Gall out of here. None of that when he is back alive. And of course, cannonballs for the Junkrat.
Cannonballs for the Junkrat. Greater poke, bigger AoE splash damage. Here comes the Angel, the Archangel Bosk. in favor of RPG, and CU, they're completely aware of potential flanking maneuvers coming in by RPG. Now this fort proves to be no significant obstacle for the enemies to overcome.
Pressure is good. Down goes the fort. Tier 2s will now begin to be pressured, but the beacons have just spawned as well. You see the double capture before anyone rotates down to assist this. Goliath's also cleared out in the top lane before the defensive CE comes in. They're now all alive. They're looking for XP for 20, but they're going to have to face another Zerg wave. We already know, though, that their wave clear of that Zerg is insane.
It is really good indeed. The AoE damage zone as well, whenever the bomb explodes, is helping out quite a little bit here, but the Zergs are being charged for RPG. The boss is already doing his work. Now we see Cho'Gall being flung into the enemy team's backline.
Gets the unstoppable, moves back. Zerga on the way. Maiev has put herself very far forward. The Warden's Cage doesn't land on anyone, but the boss has taken down the keep. This is now a level 20 versus almost level 20 push. Here comes the Planet Cracker to do at least a little bit of damage to the Zerg. Actually hit pretty hard. The Cocoon pops very quickly. This is an end game push for RPG. If they can get this, they can do it. A huge twisting never though, as Cho'Gall pushed away by Stilkov. Chicken just healed up by MJ. It's the last ditch effort for RPG.
Get the Varian
right in the game. Down goes the boomerang. Varian's doing huge damage. The regen's great, but he's taken out here. The Zerg is here. Sar is left unattended as Timeless burns down the core. The Zerg wave is still alive.
Keep the Zergs at bay.
The Zerg
hold it.
They get it. CE saves the core.
They save the core at 9% health catcher. That was as close as it could have possibly gotten. Varian, the focus fire was immaculate here by CE. They eliminated the greatest threat in terms of raw single target damage. Although Varian was getting so tanky with that second wind and the insane attack speed, it was not enough to take down the core. And look at CE. They smell their opportunity here. They're trying to go for the finishing blow, the killing blow here, using all the mobility they have. The shields by Zarya are real. Everyone is still dead on the side of RPG, but the core didn't take a single hit before. Alufo dancing around the keep. Is he going to be strong enough to take this core down, Tetcher? 9 seconds, 8 seconds until Varian comes back. I think this is it. I think CE did it with a clean turnaround.
If Stim drones up, they got it. They might not even need it. Here comes the noob. Cocoon cleansed out by Zarya. What a move. Down goes the core. And that is GG.
Wow.
Takes game number 1.
You gotta be kidding me. That core hold was insane. And if only the Zergs had moved a little bit faster, they could have been there to end the game. The Guardians, the most important Zerg sieging tool, they were too far away. And but yeah, also so much credit goes over, of course, once again to RPG, who are able to answer this madness with good madness themselves. The Windblade Varian was so close to getting his first win in HGC China.
Wow, it was. Well, no, it's not his first win. This SPT have won with him before.
Last year, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, but wow. That was insane. CE, they tried to do something cheeky. They very nearly suffered for it really badly. But a great recovery, able to defend their core. If Phoenix had a Planet Cracker, the Zerg wave, the Zerg could have probably ended the game there. That was super clutch. Well played, and just good control of that final fight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think the Planet Cracker was actually lasting long enough to destroy some of the Zerglings and some of the Banelings. Maybe with a tiny little bit of extra distraction on the laser beam on the core, maybe with that extra damage, it could have been a different game. So yeah, we saw the value of the Phoenix Planet Cracker on Brax's holdout, damaging those Zergs with raw purification energy of the Protoss. Well done. What a game. That had to be one of my favorite games in quite some time.
Same. Absolutely fun. Like, once again, it's the joy of this kind of matchup where it won't affect the standings. The teams can experiment and do that kind of thing. Where else, and in what other scenario, can you see two pretty decent professional teams bringing out a Cho'Gall Morales Zarya comp versus a Twin Blades Varian strat? Fantastic.
And you know what, Tetcher? That, of course, all caters and hails towards the beautiful league system that we have in HGC China. With, you know, so many games being played in the best of 2 double round robin system, sometimes you will actually have these crazy moments in which you're like, you know what, standings don't matter anymore at the end of the season, regular season, at the final play day, which it is actually today, the last play day of the regular season before playoffs. And teams are just having fun, man. They're just playing Heroes of the Storm, as I often like to say, the way it was meant to be played. Don't take yourselves too seriously. Play the heroes you feel like, and boom, as a result, we have crazy games, back and forth games that could have literally been won by both teams.
Who the hell would you give MVP to in this game? I don't even know. I mean, if you give it, can you give it to Cho without Gal? Is that fair? Is that something they're allowed to do? I don't know. Maybe Morales. All the stim drones are pretty on point.
Yeah,
maybe
Morales.
Good planet crackers.
Hard to say. It always has to be someone from the winning team, right? Because otherwise, I could have maybe given it to Timeless. Actually, on that Maiev, he had a couple of really insane Warden's cages. He was definitely the foundation for RPG to always get those kills from.
I would take that. I would take and be okay with that. You can see how close that was. Three structures down for both teams. 16 kills to 17. Over 30 kills in that game.
Wow.
That was quite a party. And KTY gets it. Zarya, fair enough. He did a good job. The cleansing shields were pretty good as well in the late game. I like it.
Yeah, and of course we can't forget. Look at that biceps, by the way. I never even noticed Zarya was this bulky. I'm loving it. But yeah, I mean, he was always
the strongest woman in the world.
The strongest woman in the world, exactly. But he was always there when his team needed him, right?